Hi, David here again, back with the weekly update. I have some interesting news today, actually. About 2 weeks ago, I sent out a message to the only person I've ever really properly met that I have a connection to in finance, and asked them some advice for breaking into quant. I don't think he's specifically in quant, but he's in kind of analytical research, macro maybe. And he had two pieces of advice for me. He said, really just join a society, trading stock, finance stock, quant stock, anything that could be useful. Have a go, get involved. It'll be fun, and they'll probably know more about the industry. His second piece of advice was, especially specifically for quant, get involved in back testing strategies and create your own. And so going forward, my projects that I want to work on, potentially related to my undergraduate research paper, which I'm going to talk about in a second, will hopefully give me experience in this area, as I think this is what's really going to differentiate from other candidates, especially when applying to roles. He said, don't worry about too much about spring weeks. They're obviously great, but more important is try and connect, send notes with relevant information about yourself, especially if you've done something already, um, to alumni working at smaller firms, because that'll give you a chance to maybe actually have some work experience there, because they're not big enough for internships or spring weeks. So this brings me on to what I've actually done this week. Obviously, Zatamac and problem solving, I've been trying to get good at. Some things that potentially in the future I want to look at is doing more. Once I've done my reading, I want to do more longer form difficult problems, as I think this will just build up my statistical knowledge. So I started reading, tried to get into reading some options and finance books. However, the level of statistics needed, I'm just an undergraduate at Warwick, and I've just started my maths degree. So I'm halfway through the intro to probability module. And the problem with this is most of the stuff we covered is formalities, and we barely got onto the actual statistics needed for the prerequisites for a lot of these books. So I found today a book that I'm going to go through, which is I think it's Blitzstein Huang 1110. So they use it at Harvard. And I'm going to use that to guide me through my statistics alongside I'm going to be reading Max Dharma on automated trading, and hopefully I'll be able to then read an intro to quantitative finance, and I'll be doing problems throughout these. They have lots of stuff in them. One thing I want to work on, Python. So currently in my course we're doing lots of stuff on NumPy, and I found out that this is really useful in data analysis and also kind of general quantum building models. So I'm going to really work hard on this homework that I've got, this assignment, and make sure I try and minimize any usage of AI, stuff like that. Only use it for questions that are like this ridiculous amount of people in my course who are just full porting their homework straight from AI. So I'm going to really work on that, because that's a long-term skill that I need to build. Tomorrow I want to complete the CS50P lectures I set for myself. That would be really ideal and work well in tandem with the homework, and complete my problem sheet. It's a reading week next week, but for maths that doesn't really mean anything. You still have lectures and supervisions and tutorials. So I'll see you next week, and hopefully we'll have some results.